Hello, world. It's Curtis Potter with Boundless Inspiration. Yes, I'm rocking the mustache. I messed up and I accidentally hit my mustache with my trimmers, my electric trimmers, and it made me have to shrink it a little bit. But I am still growing it because it's Movember. Not November, Movember, mustache November for men's mental health. And the thing is, really, it's for all mental health. Like, mental health is there's a crisis right now in the world of just people struggling with their mental health. So anything you can do to support your loved ones, your friends, your circle, your coworkers, whoever it may be, I just invite you to support them on their mental health. Just because they're dealing with something that you don't deal with, they likely don't deal with something that you deal with mentally. So support them. Now, I had to make this video because I see where mental health at least affected me and affects a lot of people that I know, that I've talked to and so forth. It starts with looking yourself in the mirror, obviously, but then also it's not placing the blame, and also even taking it a step further of forgiveness. Now, this is one of the hardest things to do, is actually forgive somebody, especially if they're still doing the same thing. Like, how do I forgive someone if they're still doing the same thing, right? It's because it's a decision. Because it's not about them. Forgiveness is actually, it's about you. And once you forgive, truly forgive, then it's not going to handcuff you. So whenever you hear somebody saying, oh, I forgive that person, blah, 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 if they're talking about it, they didn't forgive them because it's still playing in their mind and they're having to say that. Now, maybe that's a choice that they're like, I'm choosing to forgive them, and that's an everyday decision. Like, you got to wake up and just say, I'm going to forgive. And now, I have to tell this story because I was telling a good friend of mine, and he was like, dude, I don't know how you're doing that, man. I could not, I would not, I don't agree with you. I think you're bending over backwards. You're losing. Like, he was just saying all this, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's also why he likely drinks a lot. Because he hasn't taken the time to forgive nor own that he hasn't forgiven. And yes, that fuels him a lot of times because he uses those bad things that he can't forgive about to push him further. But I'm like, man, just think about how beautiful your life would be if you could forgive and just be motivated by your why versus those people that did you badly or talked badly about you or doubted you or so forth. So I heard this the other day that for single parents, the best thing that you can do for your children as a single parent is love their other parent. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Love them, you're not with them no more. Now hear me out. My children's mother got married a month after our divorce was final. And actually, step back, 2 weeks after I moved out, someone else moved in. So you do the math. It was very hard for me. It was very hard. But see, what it was, I was so angry, especially for the first year out of, moving out of my house that I had no plans on moving. Those days where I don't see my kids and I really just want to see my kids. Those times where I'm like, the system just sets up these women to where they could do this and make that money and get free insurance. And it's not right for how men are treated in the system. 50-50 should be the bar. And if they have a reason, like this dad's a joke, Okay, maybe restrict that time, but all parents should have 50-50 with their kids when splitting up. So that anger of not being able to tuck my kids in every night and read to them, wake them up. My kiddos love spending that time with me in the morning. There was a lot of anger. I admit I had a lot of anger, and it was killing me. Likely put the wrinkles on my forehead, the grays that I hope you can't see. But it was stressing me out. I ended up in the hospital. I was so stressed. I was pushing myself. I was trying to keep up with the Joneses. I was trying to do more than the new dad because my kids wanted to spend time with him. Like it was just this comparison, this ego, this pride, lack of ownership, blame, no forgiveness, right? Then I heard this. The best thing you can do for your kids as a single parent is love your spouse. And you don't even have to be a single parent. Like, truly loving your significant other. I heard that people don't understand the word love because you would not do things to people if you really, truly, deeply love them. So how do I love somebody in that situation? It was hard. It was a decision. And see, I also heard that once you actually forgive somebody, you not only forgive them, but you also wish them the best. Because if not, you haven't truly forgiven. If you don't want everyone else to succeed, maybe that's just not your character. But for me, I want everyone to succeed in life and win in life. That's even the people that I had felt did me badly. And see, last night I took the next step forward in my forgiveness game. Because see, it's easy to say, oh, I forgive them, but then would you help them going forward? And see, what I did was my children's stepdad owns a flooring company. If you need flooring done, shoot me a DM. I'll connect you with my children's stepdad because all bullcrap aside, they do amazing jobs when it comes to flooring. If you want your floors done right, I'll connect you. And that being said, last night what I actually did was I connected my children's mother with some people I knew that needed some big flooring jobs done. I mean, this can be $20,000, $30,000 flooring jobs. The whole building needs floors. And I connected them. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because when you say, oh, I forgive, now take yourself a little step further and say, would you help them? Because see, like even if you go into the Bible side of things, it says forgive 7 times 77. But in all reality, if you truly forgive somebody the first time, there's no second time of that occurrence because you've completely forgiven them, which means it's gone. You've forgiven them. You put yourself in grace, mercy, forgiveness, understanding, empathy. You just got to understand that they have a paradigm and went through things in life that has got them making decisions that your expectations was where it all went wrong. I expected this. See, unmet expectations are predestined resentments. So when you slow down enough to say, okay, it was my expectations of how they should live, how they should act, how they should do this. Well, it all goes out the window. When I take ownership, forgive, take it a step further and say, here you go. Man, I woke up rejuvenated. I woke up with energy, with peace, with love, with joy, with happiness in my heart. And today, I just ask you, have you truly forgiven? Would you put money in the pocket of somebody that done you badly? Because that might actually be what helps them change. It helps them turn a new leaf. For me, okay, I had some motives. I'm not going to lie. My ulterior motive was my kids. I'm like, hey, you know what? My friend was like, I will bend over backwards. I will bite my tongue. I'll take those blows on the chin because, see, God, He gave me these shoulders. I was born boundless. We are all born boundless. And at some point in our lives, we get trapped. We get trapped and handcuffed and bound by what other people say that we should do. See, if I listen to my friend, someone say, man, dude, I told him even, I was like, well, I don't agree with you and you don't understand my position. Because he was like, oh, you could do this. Let's play chess, not chess. He's like, play chess, not checkers. You're so smart, Curtis, mentally, you can outplay them. And I say, you're right. But the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to be the leader I was meant to be. So that we could be, and this is how I explained it to her as I'm sending her these leads. I said, I want us to be those parents on the sidelines when Zion's at his football game where the back of their shirt says mom, dad, bonus mom, bonus dad, right? How are you going to break those generational curses that breaking those chains, make this generational change in our families? Because my kids are not going to see that unforgiveness that I saw as a kid. My parents still ain't forgiving each other. They still blows. They those low blows, those comments, those can't being around each other, those this, that, whatever. My kids ain't gonna see that.